Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are continuing our reviews of the Super 7 Ultimates Wave 1 of the Transformers Super 7 Ultimates with the Ghost of Starscream. I love that in Wave 1, when they were doing some of the main characters, like they did Optimus Prime, and then, of course, they came to Starscream. I like how they just didn't straight out do regular classic Starscream. Rather, they gave us a figure that we haven't really had, released by Hasbro at least, or even in other, Transformers licensed brands very often. Takara has done some Ghost of Starscream figures, but those were always transforming figures, rather than be a true representation of the Ghost of Starscream as he appeared in the original Generation 1 cartoon and then later in the sequel series Transformers Beast Wars. We haven't had a true screen-accurate representation to that in action figure form that didn't transform, because on screen, Starscream never transformed as a ghost. He appeared ethereal, translucent, was pretty much the classic Starscream look, but also kind of had like a sparkly glow look to him. And again, never transformed, but also he could possess other characters and use them, bend them to his will. So he never really needed to transform as a ghost. So it's really cool that Super 7 has just absolutely nailed what I think is probably the perfect Ghost of Starscream action figure. Which again, there are technically others, but I think this is the best representation so far. So this is the shipper box, Transformers, Ghost of Starscream right there on the front, and that's pretty much it for the shipper. There's nothing really else to see here. So let's get to the figure, and there it is. Yeah, that looks great. You got that sparkle effect there. You got that awesome outline of Starscream. Transformers on the side, or no, Decepticons on the side, Starscream on the side, a silver Decepticon logo on the side, and then that awesome Generation 1 style grid packaging. You got Starscream right there in the front. On the back, you got tech specs for the Ghost of Starscream. Yeah, this is a good one. They really did a good job on this one. And again, you got that awesome like hollow foil interior to really make that figure pop while it's displayed in packaging. Super 7 goes above and beyond when it comes to not only making the action figure for those of us who are loose collectors and want to play with our toys, but for those of you who are sealed collectors and like to keep them on display in packaging. They really go out there on making their packaging awesome and well displayable, and making the figure look good inside of it. So he comes with a decent amount of accessories, not quite as many as Optimus Prime, because again, this is the Ghost of Starscream. Now, they are doing a Wave 4 regular release of Starscream, so non-Ghost Starscream, and he will come with more accessories based off of his appearances in the cartoon. So while the Ghost of Starscream doesn't come with a ton of accessories, it's not like they cheaped out on him, because, I mean, there's really not a lot of accessories to release with this guy. Maybe the Titan eyes from both Metroplex and or Trypticon would have been kind of a cool accessory, because he was stealing those with the help of Octane and... No, that was a different episode, with the help of Scourge. Yeah, that was a good episode in Season 3. Oh, so cool. And here he is in all of his Starscream-looking glory. Oh, yeah. That's sweet. That's really, really sweet. Fully translucent all the way through. I love how they cast the plastic with the glitter inside. That's incredible, and that gives him that awesome sparkle effect that he has in the cartoon. He comes with 2 other swappable heads, so he has 3 different heads. He has this smirking Starscream face, which why wouldn't you display him with that? That's a perfect Starscream face. He's got this kind of almost neutral, almost frowning kind of expression. And last but not least, again, I love that Super 7 does this with their toys. He has a head sculpt that resembles the original action figure of Starscream. Now, there wasn't a G1 Ghost Starscream toy back in the day. I think there's been a modern version of it, yes, but he comes with a head emulating the original G1 Starscream toy, which looks incredible. I love that so much. Of course, I got to display it with the smirk because that's very Starscream. Of course, he's smirking. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint, as you can see. Fully articulated shoulders, upper bicep, single jointed elbows. You can rotate his null rays, which he's a ghost. Why does he have guns? But he did have them in the show. It's part of his aesthetic. Wrist joints. The wings are on a hinge and a ball joint, which does pop out easily, but they pop in just as easy. So you can get all kinds of awesome poses with his wings, which that's so cool. And a minor ab crunch. Nothing. Oh, nope, I lied. There is a waist joint. So there you go. He does have a waist. Well, now I have to go find his wings. Or give him a Red Bull. No? No takers on that one? Okay. I guess I won't quit my day job then. There we go. Yeah, he does have a waist joint. Hips, fully articulated hips, and I love that this bit around his waist is a soft rubbery plastic, so you get really good clearance on those hip joints. An upper thigh articulation where the hip joint connects, single jointed knees, and at the front of the foot, not at the heel because the heel is his jet mode thruster, you do have articulation and a little bit of rotating articulation. So that's really what acts as your ankle joint, even though, of course, the whole ankle isn't articulated because that's just part of his aesthetic. Now, he does come with some swappable hands. You can give him like this kind of grasping hand effect if you really want to. And the hands swap really easily. So you got that. You also have like this very like open hand grasping gesture. And you have the more closed grasping gesture to his left hand as well. And then you kind of have this other where his fingers are kind of flared out. Kind of like when he was alive and had his cape. He was just like flaring his cape out to the side. Love that. Yeah. A very, very impressive Starscream figure. Starscream, I'm so glad that they did a character like Starscream in the very first wave, because Starscream's a very, very iconic character in the Transformers, mostly because Jet cool, and he's sporting an awesome color scheme, and of the Jet characters, he's probably the most recognizable and most memorable. Yeah, this thing is awesome. And for comparison, here he is next to the Super 7 Ultimates Optimus Prime. So you can see how he stands next to him. And they're pretty well in scale with each other, which I really do appreciate, because when Hasbro did the red line, those figures aren't very in scale with one another. The sizing is kind of all over the place there. So nice to see that Starscream is pretty much the size he should be standing next to Optimus, because he shouldn't be quite as large as Optimus Prime, but he should be relatively close. So hopefully when Megatron comes out, he stands really good next to the two as well. And same goes for Soundwave now that he's been announced for Wave 4. And also for comparison, here he is with the Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. So you can see how he was next to his transforming, one of his more better transforming modern toys. And of course, so you can see how he was, you know, right before he got iced by Galvatron in the movie. So there you go. And I think, again, this is a really, really awesome representation. Of course, the scaling is a little bit larger here, yes, but even still, another fine addition to your Starscream collection. So what do you think, guys? Do you have to get every Super 7 Ultimate? Do you have to get this guy for your Starscream collection? Have you been really wanting an awesome Ghost of Starscream figure? Because I certainly have, and I think this fits the bill very, very well. I've been looking forward to, of all the non-transforming characters, or of all the characters that should have non-transforming figures, this is one I've been looking forward to because he's a great cartoon representation, unencumbered by, you know, transformation kibble that comes with actually being a transforming toy. So I think Super 7 really, really nailed it here, and I hope that they continue this trend of doing characters that really actually don't transform in the cartoon, like they did with, of course, Ghost of Starscream here, like they did with the other two Decepticons in Wave 1, which are Action Master figures, which were non-transforming toys back in the day. Some of the characters they're doing in, I guess not really Wave 2. Pretty much everybody's a transforming character in Wave 2. I mean, yeah, Bludgeon was a pretender. So, I mean, the Bludgeon figure, I would say, gets a pass, but I would like to see more Action Masters. I would really love to see an Alpha Trion. There just isn't really any good non-transforming, fully articulated Alpha Trion figures out there, and we never once see Alpha Trion transform in the cartoon whatsoever. So one of these days, I'm hoping maybe Super 7 Ultimates or Hasbro Redline will do a non-transforming Alpha Trion figure, because I think that would just be incredible for this line. Stay tuned for more awesome reviews here on Bay 12. Stay tuned for more Transformers Super 7 Ultimate reviews. Make sure you're following us on social media. And watch out for our monthly live sales, because on the 3rd or 4th-ish Sunday of the month, we usually do a live sale here on Bay 12. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.